Cowtown has started off with a barrel race.
Lifting the leg.
In the Cowtown Coliseum in the historic Fort Worth Stockyards, we have seen careers be made, careers be changed.
Are you ready to see some cowgirls tonight, Texas? Let's make a little noise. Well, welcome to the most iconic rodeo venue in all the world.
Of course, the barrel racing showdown, that's going to go all the way to AT&T Stadium.
Yes, they're seated into AT&T Stadium.
These ladies are tough.
Kind of interesting that the challengers got a little bit faster than the pro gals.
So let's get it on with the fastest horse race in AT&T Stadium.
They will be roping it out to see who can make it to AT&T Stadium. The journey is not over yet.
Well, when it comes to the Women's Rodeo World Championship, this right here, that's what they're all gunning for, a trip to AT&T Stadium. But in order to get there, they've got to get past the best female rodeo athletes in the world right here in the historic Fort Worth Stockyards. They're competing this week at Cowtown Coliseum for that coveted trip to AT&T. I'm Katie Lucas here with my co-host, Jordan Joe Hollabaugh. Of course, she's a broadcaster and a popular host of In the Loop podcast. She's also a competitor herself, 2 times to the national finals of breakaway roping, average champion in 2020. Good to have you here on the show.
It's great to be here with you. And I feel honored to be here, and what an amazing week to be here to talk about women's rodeo, especially here with you. And we're going to have a little bit of fun today.
Yeah, an amazing week where you're playing double duty, too. You're going to have to rope here pretty quick. So let's get to it. Let's get through our pre-show because Jordan's got to go get changed and get ready. Let's talk about what happened yesterday in round number 1, starting off in the barrel racing with our challengers. Second place, Brandy Inman, 13:55. Jordan?
Brandy, she came in, Oklahoma came in strong yesterday in the challengers, and it's really neat to see the 13:55 run. She came in, you can see it's hard right there, that arena, half as light, and so it's really awesome to see her capitalize there. An amazing run, 13:55. Kelsey Howard comes in, same thing, 13:44. And I again have to say, Oklahoma brought the heat yesterday. Kelsey also has several different accolades. She's a 2024 IFR champion, reserve champion, so it's not anything new for her to be at the winner's circle.
Yeah, not a surprise to see her on top. So here is how things are breaking down. I'm going to take a moment to explain this as well because we're going to see some changes as we go through the week. But from the standings, there are 4 competitors that are automatically seeded into that semifinal. So you're seeing that there under the from standings list. Round number 1, Kelsey Howard, Peyton Askins punched their ticket, and that is because Brandy, you see her over on the standings, she is already qualified. So they rolled down. Peyton Askins will also get a spot in the semifinals. Moving on to the pros, we're going to see the times step it up just a little bit here. Second, though, Merrick Moyer, 13:323. Look at this run.
And that's what I love about the WRWC. There's challengers and there's pros for a reason. And so giving those girls both equal opportunity, they advance up through the challenger, they advance up through the pros. That's what we love to see. A 13:3 in this Cowtown Coliseum arena is an awesome run. And this was phenomenal. So we're excited to see this horse work. I know Merrick is excited. She punched her ticket. And so, yeah, it was an amazing run. And this Tacey Matthews, I have to say, Pop Rocks is functioning right here. And she has been on a roll since the American. She qualified to that top 4 round. And you can see this here. She blew their socks off, 13.18. And what I loved about Pop Rocks in the back, she gets off to go and do her interview with Haley Novak. And he was just calm and cool, like, hey, I know I'm supposed to be here. So it was a great run, and just love to see that horsepower.
Yeah, great to see that combination back in action. And as you see right there, Tacey Matthews, Merrick Moyer are qualifying based on that run that they made yesterday. Neither of them were qualified via the standings earlier. So now they've punched their ticket to the semifinals. They'll be back again today trying to pick up some more round money, but they are already ready to go for the semifinals of the WRWC. Now, there was a name on the list that we're going to get to visit with on the other side of the break. Jordan Driver has already punched her ticket to the semifinals, and we're going to have a great visit with her when we come back. Right here in the Cowtown Coliseum for the Women's Rodeo World Championship. We're getting closer and closer to round number 2 of the competition, and we're excited to bring you some of the athletes from that competition. One of them already seated in the semifinals.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
We were just talking a little bit about you and your leg lift, and I'm sure you've been out there doing that workout program. Talk about your run. You obviously have had great momentum. Corpus Christi, come into Cowtown Coliseum. You've just been knocking them down. It seems like it's been your year this year.
Yeah, it's been good. I'm kind of trying to take it all in. I don't think I've slowed down enough to even think about any of the runs because we got home and then immediately came here. So just trying to carry the momentum. It's a big week, along with the women's, of course, then the Kid Rock, and then circuit rodeos. It's all kind of chaotic, but we're making it all work.
And I think it was interesting to see, and I tried to point it out in the last segment, there's multiple ways to qualify to that semifinals. You're already seeded into the semifinals. Why come out and make extra runs here?
Actually, I just purchased this horse that I ran in the first round yesterday. I think that was my 3rd run on her. I'm trying to give my other 2 a break because they've been going. But, the money and then runs, I think that's a big deal for me. If I can keep going and keep making runs, I think I get more confident and figuring her out because I just bought her and we're fixing to go on the road for the summer. So it's been a little bit of a journey. But, the money and then just getting the experience, the money's great here. So you kind of have to. And then, like you said, being seated already, I don't really have to worry about what I do in these 2 rounds. Just go have fun and get the nerves out and get ready for Wednesday night.
Well, and I think building these confidence runs, you nailed it on the head. One of the things I love, you rodeoed last year with Latricia Duke. You and your mom were out there. Your mom is so involved in everything that you do and all the horses in the program. Talk about your horses. Your mom's also running here. She was a 13-7 yesterday. So she's got a chance to come back in this aggregate as well. She's not seated. Tell me a little bit about that situation.
Yeah, so it's fun. Mom got to go to Corpus with me too, so we've been together for a little while, and she's going to the circuit rodeos. But, the horse that she ran yesterday, she actually ran last year and won the round on her. So she likes the spin, and it's super fun for my mom to come out because she doesn't really go on the road that much with me. She doesn't like traveling that much. She likes staying close. So these past couple weeks having her with me has been super fun.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun, a lot of great dynamics on the road.
Oh, sure, for sure. And one of the fun stories I have with you and your mom at San Diego, we had to travel from the lot where we had our horses to the rodeo, and you have so many different horses of such great caliber, but the horse you rode at San Diego did not want to load in a trailer, so it took your mom, I, and 2 other team ropers to get in there.
Yeah.
Talk about the personality of these barrel horses.
Yeah, I laugh and say the 2 that I have in my trailer, my main 2, Cyrus and Judge, they're complete opposites, but I think that's what makes them so easy to handle because Cyrus is like very uptight, very, dramatic. Like you said, it took us probably 10 minutes to get him in the trailer, and he knew what he was doing. He had no doubt what he was doing. And then I have Judge, who is kind of the laid-back head horse who don't really care. So, getting on each one, I kind of have to change my mentality and remember who I'm on and how to deal with each one of them. But like I said, they kind of coexist with each other, and they make it really fun.
You're still a young competitor at 22 years old. Is that something, that ability to be able to fit multiple horses, is that something that you've really worked hard on at a young age?
I have. I've been blessed with my parents. They've always stuck me on all kinds of things. When I was little, I don't think I really had one certain barrel horse. I don't think I really had a trained finished barrel horse till I was in junior high. I kind of was just stuck on whatever my mom had trained or, my dad had at the time. So they taught me from a young age to adapt and, move on and move and keep going. I think that's been really good because they're 2 complete styles that I have right now, but I think I've been able to go down the road and adapt to, different places, arenas and setups, and I think that's really helped me down the road.
Well, and the women's rodeo has been phenomenal. We've talked all week, 802,000 reasons to be here. Why do you there's so many different opportunities as a barrel racer, different avenues, different horses, different ages. Why do you make the WRWC such a priority in what you do all year long?
The WCRA has been really good to me, and then when they created the women's, they've been great to me too. I've won around here. The money's great. I also use this as kind of a building. I've gone to the college national finals. This is my 4th year. I try to make it a priority to come here because it's a little pen. We go up there, so I try to run, all my horses in here if I have the chance to kind of use that as a setup and get ready for up there. But, the money and then just making runs. The ground's great. It's guaranteed that it's going to be good every single time, so I never have a problem running my good horses here.
You mentioned you were trying out a new one yesterday. Same horse today, or are we mixing it up again?
No, I'm going to stay on her. Her name is Like My French Fling, Abby Fields. I bought her. She won the first round at St. Angelo on her and then barely got a barrel to win the average at Angelo. So I'm super excited about her. I think she's going to fit in really great.
Yeah, get back there, get doing those squats and that mobility for those
Yeah, please
legless
stay
coming
on
up.
the horse. Sounds like you've got a great trailer load of horses getting ready to head down the rodeo trail this summer. But for now, best of luck. We'll see you in the semifinals.
Perfect. Thank you.
Jordan Driver, she's your #1 seat headed into that semifinals. We're going to continue our recap of results from round #1 of the WRWC on the other side of this break. We're going to head to an event that Jordan Joe knows a lot about. Breakaway roping is coming up next. We're back inside our Cowboy Channel studios for our WRWC pre-show day #2. I'm Katie Lucas here with Jordan Joe Hollabaugh. It's time to talk about the event that I think you know better than any co-host here for sure, but I'm excited to talk about the Breakaway with you. You competed yourself yesterday. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but first we're going to start with our challengers. #2 overall, Landry Haugen at 2.85.
The Breakaway just makes me giddy. I just absolutely love to do it. You know, these calves, anytime the first run is always the toughest run, I think, because you're not really certain of the setup. You're not really sure what these calves are going to do. They brought one for everybody. The challenger calves are a little bit softer than the pro calves. Landry did a great job running out there, getting this one down. Automatically punched her hole. She's getting a shot at Wednesday, so I know she's excited to be there, and it was a great run, and she's got a deep breath under her arm now.
Yeah, #1 overall, a gal that I just got to meet, but you know really well, Quayle Probst, 2.22. She's been on a roll.
I love this family, and I love this horse. This is actually the horse I got to compete and win Cheyenne Frontier Days on. His name is Bingo. He's so much fun. Quayle and him have teamed up. They've been awesome. She did great at the American. She's on a roll. She did great at the Gold Buckle. She punched her ticket. I think she's definitely a force to be reckoned with here, and she's looking for her $60,000 win coming up.
Yeah, great to meet her because I know that we're going to be visiting with her a lot. So she's a great personality too. She was really fun to get to interview just last weekend. And look right there, as you said, both of those competitors punched their ticket via their time yesterday. You can see the seated competitors right there in the From Standings list. As we move on to our pros, #2, Kelsey Ringinger, 1.93.
She just came out, let it all hang out, pushed the barrier, took her shot. You see Larry D right there, head nod. Kelsey, her horse was so excited. She was excited. 1.9 is an awesome run here at the Cowtown Coliseum, but she was letting it all hang out right there. Phenomenal run. Everybody's clapping and cheering, and that's what the Breakaway ropers do right there. And then, it's a little discouraging when Josie Connor comes right behind you and is a 1.8 and makes it look effortless. But, Josie did that as well. Her calf was great, came out there, and he took a step to the right. We'll see that here in a second. And she pushed the barrier, which she does every time, and then she took her throw, and it was great. The breakaway calves are a little bit stronger than the challenger calves, and so these girls are able to take a little bit better roll. I'm really excited to see them today on what they do. We're going to come back, and the girls know what position they're in. You've seen from the standings, Martha, Josie, Jackie, and Taylor are already seated. So Kelsey and Cheyenne McCartney clinched their spots from yesterday. Round 2 is wide open. The aggregate is wide open. And so, it's anybody's game now.
Yeah, it could be your game as well. You had a good run yesterday. I think really laid a great foundation, as we see right here. 8th overall with 2.51. But I've got to know, do we start gunning for the average, or are we going for the round again today, Jordan Joe?
I think for me, I'm just going to rope the calf where he's at. It's a different game plan every day, but really we're just making our same run, one calf at a time, and I think that's my game plan for today.
All right, it's such an exciting setup, too. You can be so fast here, but I know you can be late really easily. You can get behind very easily, and that back wall comes up very quickly.
It does, and, Northside is a place that you either love it or you hate it, but all breakaway ropers are dreaming of going to the Thomas and Mack, so they better get used to roping at Northside. It's pretty much just the same, but it's a great arena. It's a fast start. The calves are running. I think it's obviously, if you want to watch breakaway roping, this is the place to be today at the Cowtown Coliseum, WRWC.
Yeah, definitely going to be a fun round number 2. And yesterday we congratulated Madison Outhier on getting her degree, but there's a lot of congratulations in order. Madison has been through a little bit in the last couple years, and she's done such a great job and shown us just how tough she is on the rodeo trail.
Watch how nice this one is. 1.91. Madison does it again.
My biggest accomplishment was probably winning the very first ever American rodeo in the breakaway roping in 2019. I was 16 years old.
16-year-old Madison Outhier. Reach, got him, what a shot!
Just kick-started my career, and since then I've won the Resistol Rookie of the Year in 2021, and I've been a 2-time Women's Rodeo World Champion that they've had at the Women's Rodeo World Championship.
Last year, Madison Outhier was on track to make her first national finals breakaway roping when a freak accident in Salt Lake City derailed her momentum.
I was riding my younger horse up to the arena for the slack, leading my good horse Rooster, and it was really slick asphalt. Rooster, my good horse, stopped, and so I went to stop her, and she just lost her footing and came over backwards on top of me on the asphalt. I didn't really know what was happening, but EMS got right to me, and I ended up getting taken in the ambulance right there to the hospital and had 7 broken ribs, a broken collarbone, a lacerated liver with a 4 out of 5 severity, and then a punctured and collapsed lung. When the doctor came back with the diagnosis, I guess I was a little bit more hit with reality on, this is going to be kind of a bigger deal than I thought. I ended up staying in the hospital for 7 days, had a chest tube draining gallons of blood out for the full 7 days. I did undergo surgery for my collarbone, got a plate and 10 screws in that, and got a nice scar for that. It was a process.
While her horses walked away unscathed, Outhier was sidelined for the remainder of the summer run.
Collarbone break means that you have to keep your arm stationary for 6 weeks, and so my right arm, my roping arm, was not able to move for 6 weeks, and so that just caused a lot of frozen muscles in my rotator cuff and my shoulder in general, and then of course loss of muscle. It's crazy how quick your muscle goes and how hard it is to regain it back, but 8 weeks I was on a horse. As soon as the bones got mended enough together, the ribs still move around. They said it'll take about a year for those to fully heal. 8 weeks I was roping again. It was pretty painful the first couple months, but now I feel 100%. It was hard because, that's what I strive to do good at every year, is have a good summer and make the NFR, and that dream for that year was cut short. Now I've already won more than I did the whole last year, so I was lucky to actually get the invite at Rodeo Houston. That's kind of like my hometown rodeo, I guess. I grew up going there, watching my dad compete there in the saddle bronc riding. I ended up getting out of there with $5,000. I
placed at Mercedes, placed at Austin, and I got to qualify for the Women's Rodeo World Championship. Super excited that it's going to be back in AT&T Stadium again this year. I love that place, and it's a really great full circle moment for me. You know, it can be a hard time, but it was made so much better with good friends and family, and so I felt lucky in that aspect too. It's a great sport we're a part of. People can pick apart different things and different people in it, but it's like no other, and I really feel fortunate to have made the connections in the breakaway roping that I have. The girls are awesome, and you know, everybody's cheering you on and everybody's there when you fall.
What an amazing moment right there. So inspiring. Both days in a row, we've had some competitors that have been through so much, and it's so inspiring to see themselves pick themselves up and carry on.
And I was there the day Madison had her accident, and it was horrific. But just to see, and you guys saw all the people in the family that showed up to support her throughout the summer and kept her going, kept her drive. She is a competitor, like we said yesterday, in and out of the arena. And I know that there's such a huge future ahead for her, but she's already won so much already. So it's just exciting to see this story and know that she's going places for sure.
Yeah, definitely an exciting time for Madison Outhier. Good to see her back in action and feeling 100%. When we come back on our WRWC pre-show, we're going to recap the team roping. We've got a couple great runs that we're going to show you on the other side of this break. We have seen a lot of history being made in that building right back there, and that history continues to be made with the Women's Rodeo World Championships, now the 4th year of the finals, and it just keeps getting more and more exciting. And we're going to continue the excitement now with the team roping. Let's talk about the challengers first. The mother-daughter duo, they ended up second yesterday, Shanna and Caitlin Perkins, 8.96.
It's because we talked about them is why they did so good. We hyped them up. But you know what? Yesterday, these steers were really tough. And like we said earlier, Cowtown is a place we either love or hate, but it's a really hard arena to team rope out of. And so the barrier was short here, but the steers were fast. And so for these girls to get a good run knocked down was awesome. They made a great run, consistent. And, you know, we're glad to see they punched their ticket to Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, another team that punched their ticket, Dalen Westcott and Tamara Men, 7.47. They made a good run. Good heel shot right there around the corner.
Yeah, 2 feet right there. And, you know, a lot of these girls you saw yesterday with smiles on their faces. They're happy to be here, happy to be roping. And they're roping for a lot of money. So everybody was having a great time on some tough steers.
Yeah, $2,500 just to win the go-rounds. A lot more money up for grabs here's a look at the contestants that have punched their tickets now to the semifinals on the heading side of things. You can see from the standings, few competitors in the mix, and then both Daylin and Shanna were not previously qualified via the standings, so they can breathe a sigh of relief now. They are already in that semifinals, but they're looking to win some more money today as we look now at our healers.
Well, and I think, too, after you punch your ticket, it's a deep sigh of relief, right? You're roping on their money, and so it's like, hey, I'm just going to go see how fast I can be today for those other girls. And for the girls that haven't got their ticket punched yet, they're hoping that they draw good and or come back and win something in that aggregate to get back to Wednesday.
All right, let's turn it up with our pros here. Number 2 overall, Marky Bategla and Mandy Neeson, 8.42 for them for second.
Again, these steers were tough. You see that steer going to the right, which is a really hard shot. She gets him peeled off the back fence, 2 feet right there, comes tight. It's a great run, and that's really hard. Like you see, there's sunlight, there's dark. It's an afternoon perf, so that was a great shot, head and heel. And again, they're excited to punch their ticket to Wednesday.
Yeah, how about Cassidy Boggs and Riley Smith? You know this team well. First place for them, 7.16.
These girls are no stranger to the pay window. Cassidy's won so much in the breakaway. Riley's won in the breakaway. She's a world champion in the WCRA, and so it's really great for them. They know what they're doing. They're aggressive team ropers. Again, they're ready for more money each run.
All right, we're counting them up. They're getting qualified for the semifinals. One more performance to do so today. Jordan, you've got to go. Good luck in the breakaway roping for round number 2 of the Women's Rodeo World Championship. For Jordan Joe Hollabaugh, I'm Katie Lucas. Stay with us. We're kicking off the performance on the other side of this break.